Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are going to be talking about Fill Your Frame. But before that, we were talking about expensive liquids again. And other potentially expensive liquids, but in a different meaning and manner, which, it'll be interesting. Catch up part of that conversation at patreon.com/featuredanimepodcast.com. And now on to the meat and potatoes. Fill your frame. I became the strongest, annihilated everything with low-level spells. Follows Toka Mimori as he is summoned to another world with his... Follows Toka Mimori as he is summoned to another world with his classmates. But rather than him being the hero, he is immediately rated E rank and tossed into the death dungeon by the goddess Vicious. His quote unquote useless status effects, skills, paralyze, poison, sleep, turn out to have a 100% success rate, which is the kind of quietly devastating detail that the goddess doesn't know about. And this isn't also just your normal run-of-the-mill power fantasy reversal. This show commits Mimori as someone who fundamentally is shaped by trauma, by both his past and current life events, and not some noble hero waiting to emerge. He also develops two very distinct personas depending on who he's dealing with. And the series doesn't shy away from him basically being genuinely ruthless when he thinks someone deserves it, or it puts him into a better position. The world around him is brutal in ways that feel thought through, and the heroes, for the most part, are corrupted and selfish. The institutions are cruel by design, and Mimori's revenge arc is less about becoming an oppressor himself and more about protecting the people in the world that have been discarded. The elf princess hunted for her beauty, the Eve the Speed forced into a blood sports arena. Now, this show did come out in July 2024. It ran all the way through September 2024. It's 12 episodes long. It is based off of a light novel. It is considered a dark fantasy, isekai, psychological drama, action, and adventure. And producers for it are 7ARC, Dax Production, Overlap, Muse Communications, and the studio for it is 7ARCs. So, how do you feel about that? Whole shenanigans, sir?
I feel fairly confident, I would say. Here's my 2 cents. This was frustrating for me, mainly because initially it reminds me of Arifureta and from Common to World's Strongest, and I saw that and I was like, you know what? Okay, I can get behind it. That's really, really nice. I appreciate it. It looks cool, looks good. I like it, and my instant back, if you will, my instant feeling of it was, yes, Arifureta, great. I get to watch another. And if you can't hear my sarcasm, I am so over the weak to strong BS that's going on. They've overplayed it. When it first came out, all right, fine. It was new. It was fresh. I felt like this was a good story to have. Always vote for the little guy, like, things like that. And, you have a arrogant, strong guy that's going to eventually lose their place. Cool. I'm behind it. Sure. And then you throw on the weak dude is ruthless. Not because he wants to be, but because he's been formed that way. That's interesting. That might be something worth looking at. Okay. And then it took a left turn, and I was like, oh, this is refreshing. Okay, he's not vindictive for vindictive's sake. He doesn't really have an origin story that dictates, oh, I was weak and timid and I've been broken and my mentality shifts to survivor mode because I'm a survivor. It wasn't that. And I was super appreciative that it did not take the easy, tried and true route, so to speak, And I was looking at it and as I was watching it. Now, in all fairness, my wife said this and I was debating on whether to say it or not, but it's true. If I like a show, I burn through it. And I don't mean like burn it down. I mean like I watch it to and from work. When someone else is driving me, of course, I try to be safe. But my lunch break is, hey, all right, you guys go over there. I'm gonna watch this. At night, when my wife is taking care of our son, as far as the midnight feedings and whatnot, where I'm woken up. All right, here's an extra 5 minutes I can throw in it. I dream about it. I'm enthused by it. And it's odd. Like shows like Shield Hero initially did it to me. Darwin's Game initially did it to me. Overlord still does it to me. But this show was able to capture that initially because it went from Arifureta to something else. From Arifureta to not Konosuba. Shoot, what's the newest one we've seen that has the main character not liking their god? The dude's ugly. We just talked about it. You're reading the manga.
Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy.
Midnight Fantasy, yes.
Moonlight, Moonlight, not Midnight. Jesus, come on.
Moonlight Fantasy, sorry. So it took that route where you're like, oh, okay. So now it's a revenge thing. And I've seen shorts throughout the last year or so. I've never actually seen it, but I've seen some shorts on it. I was like, oh, okay, this has potential. And as I'm watching it and as it's going, I'm thinking that it is nice. It catches my attention. It brings me in. It's got a power scaling that makes sense. Yes, the main character is abandoned in a hell pit. Yes, the main character loses literally all hope. And then a boon very similar in my mind to Midnight Death March, I think it is, where he basically accidentally kills a really strong monster and boom, levels up. Not just levels up, extremely levels up. And then goes through, murks everybody, gains stupid levels, and he still, and this is the part that frustrated me way longer than it should have because I didn't realize that he only has access to, I want to say 3 status effects, which were paralyze, sleep, and poison. For some reason, I didn't know that he was only limited to those. I'm like, why isn't he using blind or weaken or fear? Or his ability was applying status ailments. Why wasn't he using all the menagerie of stuff I know? And then later on, more later on, it does show you that, oh, he can level up and he can get more stuff. And
it doesn't show it way later on. It showed it like right at the very beginning that he already had those 3 spells. He even talked about it at the very beginning that he has access to those spells. He even referenced and talked about just those 3 spells. So
just those 3 spells, yes, but
yeah, they never at any point, he never at any point said he had access or the ability to use anything else. He specifically always called out those 3, right? And again,
correct.
It's not like he is permanently restricted to just those 3. It unlocks when you level them, rank them up, and all 3 of them at that rank them up. More skills do unlock, and he does unlock and figure those out as well, so that we can gain and grow and evolve beyond that measure. Now, what's different for him versus everyone else technically don't have a lot of their unique skills, or the unique skill is very like one-off. There's just one unique skill for them. And then they can probably branch out from there when it levels up, or it's hard for them to do it. Now, the reason why he was able to level up and rank up and everything else like that so drastically and quick, and this is discussed and talked about later on, is the monsters that where he was thrown into were meant to be so effective, 100% effective, and be able to kill you no matter what. Like no one was ever meant to make it out of there alive, period. You were thrown in there for a reason. You were thrown in there to die, and that's why the god, the goddess, and when he's cast down there at the very beginning, she's like, hey, if you make it out of there, which is not going to happen, at least that's what she thought anyways, you're going to have free reign. You do whatever you want. You can do whatever it is you want. Now, here's the one thing that you didn't mention, that I didn't mention, is why he was thrown out for being an e-rake. And the justification was that he will inevitably drag them down in her mind's eye, and everyone else. Exactly. And the people, and you can see the change. You can see the drastic personality change for the people that who were have nots to all of a sudden become a have and have that power, or be placed in a position where they have the power and ability, that they have a complete and psychological shift where that power immediately, you don't even have to see a gradual progression. They see it immediately just grow, and like, yeah, that person's a dirtbag right away.
100%. 100%. And it just, it makes me feel good knowing what's going on with that. It makes you feel like some of the people who he's got a vendetta against currently deserve it. And I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. I must not have been paying close enough attention. I missed where he had a set of skills. I thought it just showed him that he could throw status effects, and he just randomly named out the stuff, which is why up until much later in the series, when he had new abilities, I was so pissed the entire time. I'm like, he's not using it. He's so stupid. He's just a bullshit.
Yeah.
Just
after it was like second or third episode at the round there, after he ranked up his paralyze, his sleep, and poison, after he ranked all three of them up to level 3, 3 new status effects opened up for him, which was freeze, berserk, and blind.
Freeze.
That's
maybe I misunderstood that.
Yeah,
I was thinking he got that much later on.
No,
because I was ranting and raving for like 7 episodes that he didn't have more abilities.
He only referenced that one like one time, and he used it, and specifically it's like, I learned that if I use it on people who are considered inanimate objects after they die and I destroy it, it completely destroys the body, so there's no trace left, which is how he was able to get rid of those individuals and make it seem like they had just disappeared, because he froze them after they were killed, and then he disintegrated the bodies by destroying them.
Yes, okay, I do remember that. I thought that okay. Yeah, I only ever saw that being used once. I did really like the paralyze and berserk combination. That was just chef's kiss, because when you're paralyzed and you try to move, you damage yourself. Berserk makes you move. Just try to attack it was just golden. Pair that with poison and you kill your opponent so fast, and it's nuts. And I did like the fact that he was able to choose, when it leveled up, of course, poison to either be lethal or non-lethal. And I loved the ruthlessness. I also was a huge fan of the condition in order to activate. I liked that it was not an omnipotent, just, okay, a wave of beasts is coming, I'm just going to take them all. Poison. He had to be within range. He had to have his hand up. He had to voice it, and there had to be line of sight. That let there be intelligent opponents. And I liked his creativity in attacking, in lowering the guard of things. The writing to me in this particular show was good until it wasn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. It sounds like I'm praising this anime from the heavens, if you will. And for 90% of the anime, yeah, it was refreshing to me. I enjoyed it. It's something that I would gladly watch again, except. And hopefully when we have more to watch, I'll be happy to watch it. But currently there is no season 2 in production that I was able to find. I did like the fact that they seem to be following the formula that seems really generic, of course, but effective, where you have at minimum one companion. I liked that he was a pseudo beast tamer. I have no idea how he was able to get Slefnir. I'm probably butchering that name.
Slay.
The horse with 8 legs.
Slay.
What?
He named it Slay.
Oh yeah, yeah. He named it Slay for easier pronunciation. But yeah, it was basically he got Odin's horse, and because he had stupid amounts of magic, he was able to power it up almost immediately. The thing that gets me, the thing that frustrates me about the anime is, and I don't understand it. Yes, he leveled up to a crazy level. In comparison, the people who were S tier, the people who were A tier, the people in his class who were supposed to be really impressive, only made it to like 30, level 30 at most, right? I only remember them making it to level 24. I'm saying level 30 because I don't want to be wrong in this instance.
No, one of the main guys, S ranks, made it to level 25. CJ asks a question. He tries to throw a debuff at the goddess and she shrugs it off. Yes, because she has a protective charm on her that protects her from like low rank spells. It's also stated by the goddess that they have a low success rate, despite the fact for him it is 100% success rate. So that's why a lot of people dismiss it, because apparently for a lot of people it is, I guess it is a low success rate. And the goddess is honestly evil in this. She is not a kind person at all. It's definitely portrayed at the very start of it. Oh, you're all such great people. But then that facade immediately gets taken out the second she starts talking. And you're like, yeah, no, she's not a great person at all. Yeah. And she ranks him, or he gets ranked in E because when you look at his stats, he's got really horrible stats. They're really low. He's got like low magic or whatever it is.
Yeah, the lowest everything, you could possibly go.
Right. But to my understanding is that is not his true stats. That's the bonus on top of whatever the stats that is seeing. So the goddess sees the stats or gives him that, and that's basically what it is.
Okay, so I have a different opinion than you on that one. I think that those are not his bonuses. Well, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I think those are his bonuses, but I feel like somewhere along the way, because he was able to go below 0, those aren't his base. Those are his extra free points, if you will.
Yes.
Because once he hit 0, it's stated that, oh, now that I'm using my core points, I'm getting tired. This is costing me stamina and exhausting me.
Yes.
But every level he gets, go ahead.
No, I was saying, yes, that's exactly it. Okay. Yeah.
And
that's
it's a +3 on everything except his mana, which is a +11. No, +33. So his mana was 11 times stronger than his other base stats. What I found to be interesting is, even though he depletes that and even though he's able to do that, every level up, it's a full refresh, a full reset, with the exception of his health, I noticed. Any injury he takes isn't magically healed when he levels up, but his hit points do go higher. What I assumed happened was, for S tier people, they have a modifier of however much. So every time he levels up, the 3 turns into a 6, the 6 turns into a 9, the 9 turns into a 12. Things like it goes up in increments of 3 or multiplications of 3. So if he has a base health of 1, he gets 4 because it's +3. Base health of 2, it's 8 because it's +6. That's the rough number game I had, because he leveled up so fast, I really couldn't tell. He went from level 1 to 254, and he went from having 33 magic to like over 2000 yeah, 2000 magic. Or was it 56,000 magic?
Yes.
I don't know. It was so much that he couldn't.
Yeah, he reached over level 2000. He had over like
Eventually,
had over 60,000 magic at that point as well. So he exponentially continues to grow stronger. And the thing is, that's basically when he got tossed into the Dungeon of Despair at the very beginning, basically because he has a 100% success rate, 100% hit rate. Doesn't matter at what point he's, where he's at and how much magic level he consumes or anything like that. It's guaranteed to hit 100% of the time. I will say this though. I hated. Have I said hated yet enough? I don't think so.
You might have mentioned it.
How open the ending was.
Bro, it wasn't open. It wasn't there.
Oh,
you have to have an ending to be able to claim it's open. The thing wasn't even. You remember I said I liked it until I didn't? You just described why I didn't.
The fact that it doesn't have an ending? The fact that they're like, this is a good place to stop. We'll not continue on. Yeah, that point. Yeah.
They did I'm being generous when I said they made a fourth of the show. Like it could be far more than that, to be perfectly honest. But they did a fourth of the show if we're lucky. And it would be like if I'm on a mission and I'm going to go I'm going to make it to Europe, but I'm passing you first, right? I'm going to go the Oregon Trail and I'm going to go through the Canadas. I'm going to go down through South America, maybe hit Africa on the way. And then you're my first stop, right? And then I come to your house. You open the door and go, "Hi, I'm Jack." And then I stop recording. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's no. Like if I was doing a vlog or a video blog, video. Either way, if I was doing that and I stopped it there, I would lose all my fan base. And then it's 2 years later. This is in 2024. We're now in 2026 as we're recording now. And there are
again, hang on. It hasn't been exactly 2 years. It has not been exactly.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
It's almost 2 years. But there is currently no projected attempt to start production of the next series or the next season. As the information I could find, I'm not good at looking stuff up, but I did a quick Google search. Hey, when is Failure Frame season 2 coming out? And well, as of January 2026, there are no plans. Great. Maybe Google's wrong. I don't know. But from what I can tell, like that's it. That's so frustrating. That they no game, no life to me. That's what they did. They Darwin gamed me. I just hope that it's been picked up by somebody. I hope that someone somewhere didn't look at that and be like, "Oh, this is profitable. This is great. This is something. We need to squash it." I hope they don't do that because that's just not fair.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not fair. It's not right.
Right. I don't feel like that it will get a season 2.
Why?
Aside from the ending, from what I understand and from what I could find, it was not that popular.
Really? Okay. That's granted. I didn't watch it when it first came out because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, like it basically for a lot of the people it rated middling.
Why though? Why was it considered to be middling? Because everything I can visually see on it, it had the makings of greatness. It was far enough away from Arifureta and just different enough that it stood out in my mind. It didn't seem to be a copy. It seemed to heavily take from, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel like a copy.
Well, okay. here's why I feel like it was very received middling. Animation was just, honestly, in my opinion, it was just trash majority of the time. How the character acted or reacted, especially during certain standpoints, was very point and very poor, and it felt kind of forced or weird. He also needlessly gloated several times throughout the series. It's like, you won. We don't need you to sit there and act like an evil overlord going, ha ha ha, I'm now going to divulge my plan to you. It's like, bro, really? Take the third or fourth episode or whatever it is, right? He's like pretending to be scared, and at no point, whatever it is, the poor animation, he's like holding up his hand still throughout the whole thing. It's like, come on. You could have done it a lot more naturally than that. That could have been a lot more natural. And, okay, the fact that the story overall while it was a good, entertaining show, the story was not that unique. It is still the same trope of, homeboy gets transferred to another world. He gets humiliated. Someone tries to oust him or off him at the beginning. The only difference is it was the goddess that summoned him that openly tried taking him out at the very beginning, versus Arifureta, where you have the goddess that's just trying to take him out because he's a rebel with a cause now to take out the goddess, right? So
you're not wrong. Like, it wasn't anything amazing, and I understand that. I agree with that, but it wasn't bad, and for me, it was different enough that I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a horrible show. It was entertaining. I had no issues watching it a second time, but it's not one that I would actively go back and watch again had it not been for this show, right? Had it not been for us doing the podcast episode on it, it would not have been one that I would have actively gone back and rewatched. If there was a second season that was coming out and it was far enough in between, like 5 years in between season 1 and season 2, I, at that point, may have gone and rewatched season 1 just to kind of refamiliarize myself at it. But I don't have too much of a drive to go out there and look for the books to read it, to learn more about the world. Okay. I just, it's kind of like a bleh type of situation, right? Where you take Tsukimichi, or you take Solo Leveling, or any of the other ones where it's like, okay, I gotta find out more about this world. I gotta go and just read the books. I gotta go read the manga on this. I gotta go learn more about this because it's just drawn me into the world, and I just want to learn more about it. I want to see what's different from one to the other. If I'm told, bro, the anime does not do justice for the actual material, you got to read it. It is the comparisons was just not there for it, and there's so much more that they do for it. Like, someone builds up the light novel that much for me, then yeah, I'll probably go and read it. But at that point, I have no drive, right? It did not pique my interest. It did not make it so that way I would want to go in and watch it or read it.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. They can't all be midnight fantasy, but at the same time,
it's a series that you said you actively liked and that you loved.
Moonlight fantasy. And Moonlight fantasy.
And you keep
I keep messing it up. This is true. But I was going to say they all can't be Moonlight fantasy, but they also all can't be Glass-lip.
Yes. At no point do they ever make a...
I know you didn't.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So on a scale of up to 10, sir, how would you rate this? I got nothing else to say. That's why. So, I mean, like, fair. I feel like you're right there too.
The only other thing I'd have to say before a rating would be that I was super appreciative that there was not gratuitous fan service. There was definitely some fan service, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a main focus of the show. It was just happenstance at times. That said, my rating for the show, Can I do everything except the last episode? Because that's a solid 9. Straight 9 across the board.
As a whole,
Reason
sir.
it's not a well, look at there.
As a whole.
Mainly because it didn't get a 10 would be, yeah, I agree with you. The animation's quality. As a whole, that last episode was it was a nuke. It goes from a 9 all the way down to a 4. And for no other reason than the disrespect they showed me with that quote unquote ending and the unbridled rage it built in me, because I was so addicted to it. I was so just, I need more. I want more. I'm a very addictive personality kind of person. If I like something, I do too much of it. And that goes with every aspect of my life. It's not healthy. I understand that, but it's who I am. And I finished this last Thursday. No, I finished it Friday. Sorry, I finished it last Friday. And unfortunately, I brought the emotions home with me. And my wife was like, "What's wrong? You're in a very bad mood." And for a show to give me that means it meant that much to me. I was so enthralled with the story that torpedoing the ending like that just it makes me not want to share it. Makes me not want to watch it, because I 7-8 episodes in, I told my wife, we got to watch this together. This is a really good show. And when I finished, I was like, I can't. I do not have the capability in me to put you through this, because like yeah, it was a great story, but that ending just destroyed anything that I would hope for. So that's my rating. And and you?
So you're going with a 4?
I'm going with a 4. Yes, 4 overall.
Okay. For me, it was very middle of the road for me. Honestly, I'm going with a 5. Reason why I'm going with a 5, ending was just horrible. It didn't leave me wanting or desiring to go out there, look at any of the material. Some of it was just very poorly acted or poorly portrayed into the series. The animation was just poorly done. Would it be a show that I actively go out and watch again a third time? Definitely not. But is it a bad show that I would hate if someone was watching and I'd tell them to turn it off? No, I'd probably sit there and I would just watch it with them and talk through the show, talk to the series. But that's about it. So yeah, that's all I got. Next week we're gonna be talking about Moonrise, which is a recommendation from Crazy the Main Man Jam, which, as you all know, is from Anime Anonymous. If you feel like we did too much justice and not enough justice or anything like that, feel free to contact us and let us know. All our contact information is in the show notes, as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. You can also join us on Discord and talk to us and hang out with us in there. And then, of course, on stream as well, where we stream majority of our episodes on twitch.tv/featuredanimepodcast. And then, of course, we have some affiliate links for you as well for Crunchyroll. Get yourself a nice free trial or get a discount off their store. Links for you are in the show notes for that. And then let's not forget about Tokyo Treats. Nice, wonderful, delicious treats every single month coming straight to you. If you use our affiliate link along with coupon code Featured Anime, you get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And of course, let's not forget one of the best ways you can support us is by going to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. If you go there, $1 a month to get you access to bonus content that we usually post with every episode. And of course, don't forget about some Swinky swag, shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick, and we'll see you next time.